Envision yourself enjoying your 18th birthday, a milestone that everyone looks forward to, and having it seem like no one was there on social media. Nothing catches your eye as you peruse social media. A nearly deafening quiet reigns. Is it possible that the story wasn't told in full by the silence? How about if, behind closed doors, the day was brimming with joy, affection, and loved ones? What if we cherished every single second, every single smile, and every single small thing, rather than making public? Sometimes, the things we see, or don't see, on the internet could not reflect reality at all. The story here is all about it. Truth versus perception, background, and professional experience. The life that made Anna Nicole Smith famous began long before her meteoric rise to stardom, tabloid coverage, and hectic schedule. Houston, Texas is the site of Vicki Lynn Hogan's birth on November 28, 1967. Her parents, Virgie Tabers Arthur and Donald Eugene Hogan, had no further children. Despite the size of her biological family, she was one of 5 half-siblings. The life of young Vicki was unremarkable. She was raised in the small Texas town of Mexia by her mother and other relatives. Her heart simply wasn't in school. Although she started her high school career in Houston, she transferred to Mexia High School. She did not complete 10th grade, but she did complete at least one semester of 9th grade there. Everyone said she was restless and wanted to accomplish something more with her life, but she was unsure of what it was. She broke into the modeling industry in the early 1990s, and from there, she rose to stardom. When she became the cover girl of Playboy magazine in May 1992, it caused quite a stir. Plus, she was crowned 1993 Playmate of the Year in less than a year. She was thrust into the spotlight by that accolade. Major brands started pounding on her door before she even realized it. Let me introduce you to Anna Nicole Smith, the extraordinary woman of whom we are justifiably proud, the 1993 Playmate of the Year. Her collaboration with supermodel Claudia Schiffer on a jeans ad campaign was a high point in her career. Drawing inspiration from Hollywood legend Jane Mansfield, the campaign's seductive black and white photos showcased Anna Nicole's classic bombshell look. Due of the apparent resemblance to Mansfield, Guess capitalized on the situation by using the topic for a string of photo sessions. Guess was important in my success up to this point. Hey, Paul Marcellino gave me my chance. From there, her career as a model took off. She modeled for the Swedish fashion giant H&M in 1993, and her face featured on enormous billboards throughout Sweden and Norway. She also appeared on the cover of Marie Claire, shot by the great Peter Lindbergh, and in GQ magazine. In 2004, she made a triumphant return to the catwalk as a model for Heatherette, a chic alternative fashion label. Her work included more than just modeling, though. Anna Nicole claimed to have lost an incredible 69 pounds, 31 kilograms, after signing on with the diet program Trim Spa in October 2003. There was a lot of buzz about her remarkable weight loss. Actually, my life's ambition has always been to be a fashion model. Also, following the birth of my son, class action lawsuits later claimed that Trim Spa and Anna Nicole had made fraudulent or deceptive claims regarding the product, whether those claims were favorable or not. Following her passing, Trim Spa disintegrated and filed for bankruptcy. Anna Nicole was also notorious for her unpredictable and often tabloid-worthy public appearances. Possibly her crowning achievement was in March 2005 in Sydney's Luna Park, during the first-ever MTV Australia Video Music Awards. Anna Nicole slipped her dress to reveal her breasts, drawing a tongue-in-cheek reference to Janet Jackson's infamous wardrobe malfunction. She made sure to cover them with the MTV emblem, though. Anna Nicole Smith was the center of attention due to her magnetic presence, stunning good looks, and scandal. You were born and raised in Houston, Texas, Anna Nicole Smith. Now, keep it in mind, her legacy will live forever as one of the most iconic figures in pop culture from her time. Life outside of work. Her life story, like her acting career, was tabloid-worthy and dramatic. She began her story of love, sorrow, and scandal while she was a teenager. She was in a relationship with Billy Wayne Smith, a cook at Jim's Crispy Fried Chicken in Mexia, Texas. They quickly became engaged and tied the knot on April 4, 1985. Henry was 16 years old, and Anna Nicole was 17. Their love blossomed when they were young, and on January 22, 1986, Daniel Wayne Smith was born. However, not all teen marriages work out, and unfortunately, theirs didn't either. It was only a year after Daniel was born when the couple split up. Their long-term split culminated in a divorce in 1993. Anna Nicole's devotion to her son and his continued importance in her life were unaffected by the breakup. While working as a stripper at a Houston bar in October 1991, her life took an unexpected and very public turn. There she crossed paths with Jay. As an 86-year-old oil magnate, Howard Marshall is worth millions. Theirs was, to put it mildly, unusual, and it stoked widespread conjecture. Anna Nicole was dogged by the widespread belief that she had married Marshall for his fortune rather than love. Regardless, they tied the knot in Houston on June 27, 1994. The couple's brief marriage was met with widespread public and media criticism. "I adore you, J. Howard Marshall, my husband. All right, now I have to ask you a couple of party girl questions." Marshall passed away at the age of 90 just over a year later, on August 4, 1995. After his death, Anna Nicole became even more controversial as legal battles over his fortune drew attention to her and cemented her position as a sensation-seeking celebrity of the era. Amidst it all, Anna Nicole's personal life was a whirlwind of global fame, heartbreak, and love. From an early marriage to a rocky high-profile romance, she experienced the ups and downs of celebrity life, events that would shape her legacy and the way the media covered her for years. Put that age behind you. I rescued his life, and he rescued mine. He rescued me from a hellish situation, the bankruptcy and her legal battles. Anna Nicole Smith was more than just a pretty face, a famous actress, or anything that made tabloids. She remained in the limelight because it was involved in a stunning series of lawsuits and financial issues. She had her initial run-in with the law in the month of October 1994. She asserted that her reputation had been harmed when she sued a New York magazine for $5 million over an article titled "White Trash Nation" that featured her image on the cover without her permission. Although they were able to settle out of court, she was still embroiled in a protracted legal battle that would affect her for years to come. Her marriage to Jay was the subject of the most famous and long-lasting legal battle. She wed Howard Marshall, an elder oil tycoon worth billions of dollars, in 1994. Smith claimed that Marshall had promised her half of his wealth, including a 16% stake in Coca-Cola Industries, which was worth $1.6 billion at the time, but she was not named in Marshall's will. One of Marshall's stepsons, E. This was strongly opposed by Pierce Marshall, and Anna Nicole had even taken a stand in support of Jay. Another son, Howard Marshall III, was similarly disowned for trying to take over Coke Industries. Although the will did not specifically name either Smith or Howard III, both men asserted that they had been promised portions of the estate. Simultaneously, Smith had her own set of financial challenges. A California nanny who had cared for her son had sued her, and a criminal harassment judgment of $850,000 had been entered against her. In 1996, she declared herself bankrupt in response. Because her possible claim to the Marshall estate was considered an asset, the bankruptcy court became involved. The drama in the courtroom continued. The initial ruling for Smith to obtain the $449 million, which was Marshall's marital interest in Coke Industries, came from a bankruptcy court judge in Los Angeles in September 2000. But a judge in the Texas probate court overturned this in July 2001, claiming she was inactive and demanding payment of over $1 million for legal fees for Marshall. The case was transferred to federal court due to inconsistent rulings by the states of Texas and California. Her award was reduced to $88 million in March 2002 by a federal judge. The Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals decision in December 2004 that federal courts cannot trump state probate courts essentially cut her off from the estate. The U.S. She was finally granted permission to pursue a share in federal court in May 2006 after the Supreme Court unanimously heard her case in 2005. However, this did not guarantee that she would receive any part of the inheritance. The conflict between Smith's estate and Pierce Marshall's widow continued after his death in June 2006 and eventually included Dannielynn Birkhead, the infant daughter of Smith. In 2010 and 2011, following years of appeals, the estate of Smith was unable to recover the billions from the Marshall fortune, according to courts, including the Supreme Court in Stern v. Marshall. The rejection of almost $44 million continued even in 2014. One of the most contentious and extensively covered inheritance battles in American history did not conclude until that point. The 2006 pregnancy of Anna Nicole Smith's daughter, Dannielynn Birkhead, was a watershed moment in her life. A psychiatrist who saw her at Los Angeles' Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in April 2006 said that she was fighting both a prescription medication addiction and borderline personality disorder. In spite of all these private concerns, Anna Nicole made her pregnancy announcement public on June 1, 2006, posting a video on her official website revealing it, which sparked a tremendous amount of attention from the public. All the rumors can cease now. I am indeed pregnant. I am content. It has brought me immense joy. In New Providence, Bahamas, on September 7, 2006, Anna Nicole welcomed a daughter named Lynn into the world. Almost immediately, questions about the child's biological fatherhood surfaced. This stunning young girl was the focus of one of the year's most publicized instances. Nicole and Larry Birkhead's daughter, Dannielynn Smith, is the one in question. Howard K. Stern, who represents Nicole, asserted in an appearance on Larry King Live that he was the biological father and had been in a long-term relationship with her. Additionally, entertainment industry photographer Larry Birkhead came forward claiming paternity. Stern was first listed as the father on the Bahamian birth certificate, which added to the uncertainty and negative press. A judge in the United States ordered DNA paternity tests to clarify the facts because of the controversy. In order to move forward with the case, Birkhead's lawyer requested an emergency DNA sample from Nicole's remains after her death in February 2007. The court declined and instead ordered the preservation of her remains until February 20th. The situation was further complicated on February 9th, 2007, when Zaza Gabor's husband, Frederick Prince von Anhalt, made claims about his alleged fatherhood of Dannielynn and his decade-long affair with Nicole. Concerns were already high when Alexander Denk, a former acquaintance who had roles as her chef and bodyguard, raised the possibility that he might be the father. At the same time, TMZ revealed that during her 8th month of pregnancy, Nicole had been prescribed methadone using a pseudonym. Sandeep Kapoor, the doctor who treated her, defended his actions as reasonable and necessary in an investigation by the Medical Board of California. Still, the incident garnered even more media attention. The decision to recognize Larry Birkhead as Dannielynn's biological father was made by a Bahamian judge in April 2007. After that, Birk requested an amended birth certificate, which allowed him to get a passport and bring Dannielynn to America. The girl was securely restored to her father, and Stern chose not to challenge the ruling. Nicole's mom, Virgie Arthur, tried to file an appeal but was told to pay for her own representation. Nicole's life was engulfed in legal complexities, family strife, and intense media attention, all of which Dannielynn's paternity was proven by this series of events. Despite the tragedy, Dannielynn was able to secure a loving home with her father, Larry Birkhead, since she felt a strong urge to protect and nurture her daughter. Her son's death. Just a few days after Dannielynn Smith was born, Nicole Smith suffered a tragic loss. Daniel Wayne Smith, her son and a patient in the Bahamian hospital, tragically died while visiting his mother on September 10, 2006. Daniel had a strong bond with his mother and was born to Nicole during her first marriage. Tragically, the event happened only 3 days after Dannielynn was born, adding another layer of misery to the experience. After Daniel's death, an autopsy determined that he had overdosed on many medications. For example, antidepressants and methadone. A jury in the Bahamas found it to be an unintentional overdose, and the prosecution did not press charges. On September 21, 2006, a death certificate was issued for Daniel, and on October 19, 2006, he was laid to rest at Lakeview Cemetery in New Providence. Daniel died. Nicole asked in amazement. According to Howard K. Stern and his lawyer, the couple was always together. Stern stated that Anna's grief consumed her and that Daniel was the center of her universe. During the funeral, she allegedly made an effort to climb inside Daniel's casket while shouting, "If Daniel has to be buried, I want to be buried with him." Stern detailed how, despite Anna's bodily survival in many ways, she emotionally passed away on the day Daniel passed away. Nicole and Stern shared a brief moment of love and optimism amidst all this destruction. On September 28, 2006, in an unofficial commitment ceremony that took place in the Bahamas, they exchanged rings and vows. A Baptist minister officiated the event, but since no marriage license was issued, the union was not legally binding. According to Stern's lawyer, the pair would have a slight adrenaline surge throughout the ceremony. Following a period of great sorrow, People magazine paid $1 million to have the ceremony photos published, demonstrating how much interest there is in Nicole's life. At the time, Stern and Nicole were reportedly hiding out in the Bahamas in an effort to avoid American DNA paternity tests for Dannielynn. Smith was granted permanent citizenship in the Bahamas by Immigration Minister Shane Gibson in late 2006, despite the fact that their relationship caused a great deal of controversy and Gibson's resignation. A $900,000 house, which Smith claimed to have received as a present from her ex-boyfriend Gaither Ben Thompson, was attached to her residency. After she failed to repay the loan that Thompson had given her to buy the house, he filed a lawsuit to have her removed from the property. While they were arguing, the cops discovered Slim Fast and other slimming pills in her fridge, as well as vials of injectable vitamin B12. The media's inflated focus on Nicole's personal life, heightened by these revelations, highlights a period marked by tragedy and controversy. The untimely demise of Anna Nicole Smith occurred on February 8, 2007. Her Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino bedroom in Hollywood, Florida, was where her unresponsive body was found. Her bodyguard and his wife, a licensed nurse, did CPR on her right away in an effort to bring her back to life until help came. Tragically, Anna Nicole was pronounced deceased upon arrival at Memorial Regional Hospital. One of the famed examiners following Anna Nicole Smith's passing has passed away at the age of 89. Her age was a mere 39 years. The Broward County Medical Examiner, Dr. Joshua Perper, worked with the Seminole Police and other forensic experts to investigate her death. After conducting a comprehensive investigation, Dr. Perper declared that Anna Nicole had passed away due to a combination of drugs. A potent sedative called chloral hydrate was the main offender, but the real threat came from the way it reacted with other prescription medications she was taking. It should be noted that no illicit substances were found. She was ruled to have died of an accidental overdose, not of suicide, murder, or natural causes, according to the official verdict. Anna Nicole had taken 4 benzodiazepines together with chloral hydrate, medications typically taken for migraines or seizures, diphenhydramine and antihistamine, and topiramate, which are frequently used to treat anxiety or sleeplessness. It was lethal when combined. There was talk that methadone, the drug linked to Daniel's death, might have had a role, although a small amount of it was detected in her bile, suggesting she had taken it 2 or 3 days before. Therefore, it wasn't the direct reason for her demise. She had abscesses on her rear and was suffering from viral enteritis and stomach virus, according to the autopsy. These infections were likely caused by injections of human growth hormone and vitamin B12. In addition to chloral hydrate, one of the more disturbing findings was that 8 of the 11 medicines in her system had not been prescribed to her. Instead, her lover Howard K. Stern's name was on the prescription. It was her friend and psychiatrist, Dr. Christina Roshovich, who had actually written all of the prescriptions. 2 additional were prescribed under the name Alex Katz. Christina Roshovich is facing allegations of overprescribing medications to the former model Anna Nicole Smith for her role in Surrendered Monday. The funeral for Anna Nicole was placed in the Bahamas on March 2, 2007, where her beloved son, Daniel, joined her in eternal rest. Her husband, Jay, who had passed away, was also laid to rest near her. The most important persons in her turbulent and publicized life were brought together by Howard Marshall. Testamentary disposition. Written some years prior to her death, Anna Nicole Smith's last will detailed her final desires. The will was written by her attorney, Eric Lund, in Los Angeles, California, in 2001. It specified who should get what from her estate and how. Daniel Wayne Smith was named as the sole beneficiary of Anna Nicole's will. At the time, Daniel would have inherited her whole estate because she purposefully did not have any other children. Howard K. Stern was also named executor in her will. It was his responsibility to manage her estate and carry out her wishes. Real estate and personal possessions made up the bulk of the estate. According to her will, when Anna Nicole passed away, her assets were worth around $10,000. Her real estate was worth about $1.8 million, and there was a mortgage balance of about $1.1 million. It was clear that the estate had considerable assets, but it was also necessary to handle its debts. The will was petitioned to be probated at the Los Angeles County Superior Court after her passing. In the ensuing legal and familial disputes surrounding her will, Larry Birkhead, who would subsequently be proven to be Dannielynn's biological father, was also identified as a person with an interest in the estate. In order to make sure that the court could hear cases from anyone with a legitimate claim, this step was taken. Despite its straightforward language designating her son as beneficiary, Anna Nicole's will became an essential document in the complex legal battles that followed her death. It plainly expressed her wishes, but it was extremely difficult to carry them out due to her death and the subsequent confusion over paternity, assets, and debts. A well-drafted will can still become entangled in a web of legal and personal drama when the circumstances surrounding a prominent person's life are complex. This is demonstrated by the fact that her daughter, her longtime male companion, and the courts all became involved in disagreements over her estate and will. Mom of Anna Nicole Smith, Virgie Arthur, was in the middle of a high-profile defamation action in 2008 that grabbed headlines. John O'Quinn, her lawyer, filed lawsuits against a number of prominent media outlets, including CBS, Entertainment Tonight, TMZ, and journalist Art Harris, as well as a group of bloggers from Texas. Their alleged coordinated efforts to smear Virgie's reputation online were detailed in the lawsuit. The lawsuit also suggested that Virgie's efforts to gain visitation and custody rights for her granddaughter Dannielynn had been hindered by these incidents. In the lawsuit, she claimed that she was unable to assert her legal rights regarding her granddaughter because of the false and detrimental reputation she had gained as a result of media coverage and online discussion. Among the many surprising developments in the case was the conviction of a blogger for contempt of court for refusing to turn up her laptop as evidence. The seriousness of the case and the court's determination to carefully examine all evidence were underscored by this step. It further highlighted the novel phenomenon, the growing difficulties of managing internet information within court disputes at the time. Despite the initial attention and the unexpected turns in the judicial process, the lawsuit ultimately failed. ESPN, TMZ, CBS, and Entertainment. In a decision that did not require a trial, the court granted Art Harris's and the other defendants' move for summary judgment tonight. Virgie Arthur's allegations were denied, and the matter came to a close. As Virgie Arthur sought to protect her name and her connection with her granddaughter, the defamation case illustrates how long-running and contentious disputes can become when personal matters, news coverage, and online comments come together. The courts agreed with the media corporations, saying that it is very difficult to prove defamation when it involves well-known people and articles that have received a lot of attention. Dannielynn Birkhead, daughter of photographer Larry Birkhead and the late Nicole Smith, had her 18th birthday on September 7, 2024. Embracing the Gothic concept, she honored it in a lively and slightly eerie way, showcasing her playful and fashion-forward nature. She had the Beetlejuice afterlife experience and saw the new Beetlejuice movie with her loved ones at her party in Los Angeles. A day filled with joy, celebration, and cherished memories that will endure forever. Everyone could not help but notice Dannielynn's outfit for the day of the party. The sheer bell sleeves and spiderweb accents on her daring black dress were the perfect finishing touches. Black lipstick and a smoky eye were the perfect cosmetic touches for her Gothic look. Her blonde locks fell loosely in gentle waves, framing her face with asymmetrical bangs. She even ventured inside a trendy store, where she discovered items that accentuated her ensemble with a hint of eerie Gothic glamour. Her bold fashion statement stunned onlookers and critics alike, who praised her confidence and said it reflected her unique character. Larry Birkhead, who is her father, shared many images from the event with his Instagram followers as they celebrated the day. In one particularly endearing photo, Dannielynn stood cunningly reflecting the day's theme next to a man dressed as Beetlejuice. Larry included a heartfelt comment with the images. "Dear Dannielynn, I hope you have a wonderful 18th birthday. I love you with all my being. There are no words to express how much I love you. Because of everything they have been through together, it is clear that the bond between the father and daughter is quite strong. This birthday was about so much more than just throwing a party. Quite an accomplishment. Just months before her mother passed away, Dannielynn came into our world in September 2006. So, the family celebrated her 18th birthday with a lot of emotion. Larry has, on occasion, shared images from Dannielynn's adolescence. She most recently arrived at the official Power Morphicon conference dressed as one of the Kamen Rider characters. The day she turned 18, a milestone that commemorates her journey and her transition into maturity. And the affection that envelopes her will remain a cherished memory for many years to come. Dannielynn's life has been molded by both tremendous public scrutiny and great affection, as we can see from her 18th birthday and the path that brought her here. Dannielynn has had an upbringing unlike any other adolescent because her mother, Nicole Smith, was a very visible figure. From the start, she has skillfully maneuvered through complex family dynamics, legal disputes, and the intense scrutiny of the media. In spite of everything, she appears to be boldly and stylishly forging her own path in life. There was more to her milestone birthday than the Gothic atmosphere and the celebration. There was an opportunity for development and self-expression. It proved that Dannielynn may find joy in life despite her troubled history, honoring her accomplishments while welcoming her uniqueness. It was a moving symbol of the strength of their family unity and the connection they share with her father, Larry Birkhead. Despite the joy, Dannielynn's story exemplifies perseverance. Her mother's inquisitiveness, charisma, and doggedness have passed on to her, and she also has an abundance of loving, supportive individuals in her life. Even while others will keep watching and commenting, what really stands out is how she managed to navigate her family's tradition while still developing her own identity and making her own decisions as she grew up. Dannielynn's journey into adulthood will undoubtedly maintain its level of attention-grabbingness, but it's also a chance for her to chart her own course. Through her many personal milestones and Gothic birthday celebrations, she has proven over and again that she is capable of facing life head-on with confidence, originality, and strength. More than just a party, this 18th birthday is a cause for joy. It's a declaration that Dannielynn is prepared to face the future as she sees fit, no matter what obstacles she faces. Much obliged for your time. For more tales about renowned families, spectacular events, and the unsung moments behind the headlines, subscribe to our channel and like this video if you enjoyed our in-depth look into Dannielynn Birkhead's life and 18th birthday. To make sure you don't miss any updates, click the bell icon. Stay tuned for a plethora of more captivating stories on the way.